Hello, everyone. Welcome to the studio. This is episode 1 of the DG podcast. I'm Felly, and I'm joined by my co host, Jeff.
That's right. Full disclosure, we have no idea what we're doing when it comes to podcasting, so yeah.
We are jumping into this head first.
Yep, exactly. So, let's just jump right into it. Twilight. Who's your
Of
favorite
course.
character?
Um, I feel like the big bad wolf, Jakub,
Fucking Jacob.
Jacob,
Uh, I should also,
aka
yeah.
Jakub himself.
Yeah, that's what we decided to call him. But got this idea from Charlie, Moist Critical, Penguin Zero, whatever you want to call him. Got this inspiration from him. He recently made videos on the Twilight series, and I thought, why not? I'm gonna grab Felly, and we're gonna have a good time watching it. But
And
anyway,
fun we did have.
I recorded the last three movies. I can't believe didn't record the first two, but that's on me. But yeah, as for my favorite character, for me, it's definitely the black stuntman in the first one.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Where he drifts off after like driving into some bad dudes hitting on Bella or whatever. And then it slides off. You see this black guy driving driving the car as they slid off.
Yeah, pretty much. So, for those who don't know, in the first one, the scene, as Felly mentioned, Edward rescues Bella from these dudes that begin hitting on her, and in the next shot, it's just this black man in the driver's seat where Edward is. It's they didn't even try to hide it. It was great.
Like I feel like they just attempted to like fit him in with the darkness since he was already dark as is. But
It's pretty
there was
racist.
just that I know, okay, it sounds racist, but like that one unlucky shine of light glinted that man's face, and it was clear like that was not Edward driving the car. Like I'm sure he wasn't even
No,
under like driving license
no. I
because
mean,
he's said to be 17 throughout the entire movie.
17 my ass. I mean, yeah, his driving license probably got suspended after that. But yeah, he's uh, so yeah. Another thing about that is Edward is like what 100 years old, 110 or whatever. How old was he?
Over 100, yeah.
Yeah, well over 100 years old, and he was creeping on Bella, who was 17 at the time. Like, not even legal. I was about to say
He
barely
was
legal, but
he was waiting until she was crisp.
whoops,
Uh,
I accidentally stopped recording. But we're back.
wow.
We're back. We're back. Don't worry. I can just cut this part out. Anyway, but yeah, it's
We're
so
going
fucking weird.
fucking right.
Anyway, it's so fucking weird that Edward creeps on Bella. Like, fucking
I
hell.
feel like he had to like go to change his name legally to get away from the from the FBI at that point.
Probably. But yeah, the first movie as well. You can tell it was true romance too when they first looked at each other.
The true grimace of fear in his eyes when he saw her at the lab.
It, it wasn't even fear, it was just a look of pure disgust. It was, yeah.
Like as soon as she sat down, after a few moments, he like packed his bags like he was fucking Sonic the Hedgehog and ran out the room faster than Usain Bolt finished his fucking 100-meter run.
The next day, too, he didn't even show up.
He didn't show up for like a good week.
Yeah, and presumably because of her, or maybe because it was sunny. I can't remember, right? Because there's
Yeah,
that whole thing with vampires.
where they have glitter bombs.
Yeah, they just dump glitter all over them. I don't know what's going on with that, but
He goes in the fucking sunlight and suddenly he's shine bright like a diamond.
exactly. Oh my god, that brings me to that other scene.
What's
you
he?
know, yeah, when the he takes Bella to the woods and he runs through the forest.
Oh yeah, when he like fucking no clips his feet
Yeah,
are like dangling.
it was so bad. It was oh my god, I love it.
I mean,
Uh,
even though it was like 2008, I think it was for
2008,
CGI.
yeah.
For
Uh,
CGI back then to work that well, it
and I
was.
was surprised. The CGI for the wolves too was I thought pretty good for its time. Maybe I don't know some.
Oh, definitely. I feel like the CGI for the wolves was really well put because even when you looked at the ground, you could see their feet actually move dirt and leave trails behind.
No, I think the wolf shit was really well done for sure, but everything
Yeah,
else
there
just
was there was some times where the wolves would look a bit blurry. Most of the times.
but it's 2008 or like 2009 whenever they first made their appearance. So I'm going to cut them some slack for that definitely.
But let's get to one of the probably one of the best actors in that movie, Bella's dad.
American Lalo Salamanca. He really does look like him. Like for a second I thought it might be the same actor, but definitely not. But yeah. uh,
There was a whole limbo where he tried to like get rid of Bella because
oh
she was
yeah.
starting to get depressed over him,
Yeah.
over like fucking Edward, and then at some point he just like let her stay at his house either way. I don't know what that just was about.
That was so fucking dumb too. Like oh my god. They she didn't even know Edward for that long. So for those of you who don't know, in the second movie Edward leaves her and she keeps having these night terrors because Edward left her. Like you didn't even you met him like 2 weeks ago. Jesus Christ.
You'd see Bella's dad like wake up every time going to her room disappointed as shit that he made her. And then at some point he's just like, "I'm sorry, but I can't have you here."
All right, Bella, time to go back to your mom. Can't
You're
deal with your
going
shit
back to your
anymore.
mother.
Yeah, that
But then
was
for
just
some reason she stayed. Like she still got to stay there for a good while before she actually moved out to her mom, which she didn't. She went there for like a visit.
yep, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anything really works in this movie. It's awful, but in the best way possible. But yeah, and one more thing in the second movie, Edward just isn't even present. He appears as this like apparition, like this ghost in Bella's imagination.
He's
I
like
don't.
a Star Wars hologram.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if that was actually him or if that was just Bella going nuts. Like she was probably losing her mind.
we thought we thought maybe she was starting to be schizophrenic over Edward here.
She very well God damn it, I can't speak. She very well could have gone schizophrenic, yeah. And then she noticed that he kept appearing in like when she put herself in danger, and she
So
goes,
her logical mind was like, "Yeah, I should get on like a biker's bike or something, go on a ride
yeah,
with
yeah.
him."
There's this biker dude who just catcalls her or some shit, and she's like, she abandons her friend, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go with him. Need that adrenaline rush.
Well, no, he doesn't even catcall her. She just looks at these gang, like this gang of motorcyclists, and then she just like stares at them for a good while. And her friend is like trying to grab her attention. She's like locked on to those dudes, and then she starts fucking cruising by down at them. And she just looks at this guy and he's like, "Let's go." Just hops on the fucking motorcycle and just drives off.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there was the dude was definitely like cat calling her, right?
Well, once she
Yeah,
actually
she was
got
like,
like face to face with,
yeah, he was like, yeah, come here, baby girl, let's go for a ride or some shit. I don't even remember.
you lost, baby girl. I got you.
Yeah, and then Edward just appears. You can't do this, Bella. Don't do this. I don't even remember what he says,
You're
but yeah,
making a mistake, Bella. Leave. Turn back and run now.
yeah, exactly.
And then she
Now,
just doesn't fucking listen, just hops on this for some like and then at some point she sees Edward in front of the bike and she's like, "Stop! Stop! Stop!" And he fucking like skeets.
oh yeah,
And then she just fucking walks off unscathed.
yeah. Apparently, I don't know, man. We are missing some crucial details though from the first one. Remember how they went playing baseball?
Uh
Yeah, the first
can't
one.
remember.
The first one, they went.
Baseball?
Yeah, that's when Victoria,
No,
Victoria, right?
I think that's later on.
Uh, I could have sworn that was in the first one.
No, they because Victoria wasn't shown in the first one yet.
Yeah,
It was
she
like
was.
it was like the between the family of Edward, Alice, and whatever that fucking ball punching guy was.
I think you're misremembering here because I remember her being there. I mean, she wasn't a threat yet or anything, of course,
I feel like
but
that's the sister.
no, not the sister. You know what? When they're playing baseball, they invite Bella over for baseball, and then those three other vampires come.
Oh, you mean Jamaica Man, whatever
Yeah,
the fucking other guy was, and Victoria.
yeah, and Victoria. Then they smell Bella or whatever. They
Yeah,
and then they try to eat her, and for some
they
reason,
just they just look at her all fucking. They're like crouching and shit, all feral. They're like,
yeah, exactly.
you brought fresh meat."
Wait, what did you do a Russian accent there? What the fuck?
Mm,
But
you
yeah,
brought fresh meat to the party.
sure. But yeah, for some reason, then Victoria's mate, her boyfriend, basically really gets fixated on Bella and wants to kill her or whatever, and they kill him in the end. And yeah, and then
Yeah,
Victoria becomes one of the main not protagonists, antagonists.
antagonist.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. But yeah, just wanted to mention that before we moved on because I was gonna
Yeah.
mention the scene where she cliff dives into the water.
Oh yeah, not to mention the fucking parts where like there's clear, very clear cuckoldry between Edward and fucking Jacob.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. That starts at what, the third movie or
Well,
the
no, it
fourth
even
movie?
begins at the first movie because you see Bella interact with Jacob, and then afterwards, when fucking Edward jumps in, she's like, "Oh, I love both of you."
Yeah. Oh no, no, no. That's a scene where Bella says to Jacob, "I love you," right in front of Edward, and he just gives no reaction.
He's just staring, like not phased at all by it.
Yeah, and that was like in the third movie, I think. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Oh my god. But yeah, in the second one, she spends a bunch of time with Jacob. That's when he has like the long hair too. And
Yeah.
yeah, so because Edward left her, she becomes closer with Jacob, and that stops her night terrors or something because he gave her like a dream catcher or like something like that.
Oh yeah, the little fucking the little dream catcher. He's like, here, a gift from my native people. It catches your dream.
And
And
then
then she takes it and hangs it up on her fucking bed frame or whatever.
yeah, no more night terrors, just like that, fixed.
Just have some sort of voodoo magic toy on your bed. That'll work.
But yeah, and then the third movie, kind of forgot what happens there. All that stands out there is it's just Bella saying "I love you" to Jacob right in front of Edward.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
The third movie, I think it was like way more mellow.
yeah, I guess.
Actually, no, I think it was the fourth. On the third movie, there was the part where like they started to fight Victoria,
Third
and
one.
like
I think that was the
I
fourth
think,
one.
well, no, because I feel like the fourth one was more mellow because it was more about like the story of Volturi and whatever.
No, 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 no. You're thinking wrong. So the fourth one, I'm pretty sure was the fight with Victoria and everything. The fifth one was like their marriage, right? Their honeymoon, and then she's
Yeah,
pregnant. Then they have to deal with Volturi.
the bad Italian man.
Yeah, so Felly here is Italian, and he immediately picked up on their horrible Italian.
Like, oh, I remember the fucking secretary at the fucking
Oh
beginning when
yeah,
they enter like when they enter the palace or something, and she's like, "Buonasera."
what does that mean again?
Good afternoon.
Oh. I don't know. I wouldn't have even noticed. I wouldn't have even
Well, of
really.
course you don't know Italian, but like I think the only Italian that was actually decent was the fucking policeman when they got stopped. When they got fucking stopped up and when they like Alice parked the car or whatever. In
That
which like every time the fucking family of Edward has to go somewhere, they don't use their super vampire speed. They use a Jeep, a fucking Honda
yeah,
Civic, and a Volvo truck.
that's what I don't get. Like, if you can travel faster on foot, why don't you do that? The,
Like you see them go through the woods at like fucking 100 an hour.
yeah,
Yet
exactly.
every time they take like some sort of fucking trip somewhere, they're always in car.
Yeah, exactly. Especially since they have like sonic speed. They can just no clip across the country. It's no problem.
Exactly. Like I feel like they just walk on water like Jesus, just fucking just run across that fucking shit like a motorboat.
I don't know, but yeah. And another scene. This is my favorite. We laughed our asses off at this. When they fought Victoria, the scene where she just grabs Edward by the throat.
And then he just automatically has this fucking double chin with his like derped out eyes. He looks like he's fucking having a lazy eye.
Maybe I can post like a screenshot of that whenever I upload this. So it's great. Some of you might even know what I'm talking about. Probably not though. So
I mean, to those who watched Twilight, I mean, there were a lot of parts that I was able to pick up, like the fucking pink flamingo when Bella visited her mom. They were like laying on a fucking like a beach stretch, beach
the
chair.
the pink flamingo. I'm not sure I recall that part.
No, when Bella was talking with her mom about fucking Edward.
Yeah, I remember that scene, but I.
Yeah, and then there was, and then I was like pointing at the fucking flamingo, like, "Ooh, flamingo!" You're like, you're like, "What the fuck? What is that?"
Oh yeah, that scene. Yeah, 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 yeah. Pink flamingo.
There was like a little flamingo in the background. I just noticed that it was
Yeah,
all blurred out and shit.
yeah. I couldn't even tell what that was, to be honest, at first glance.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like I have most credit in trying in figuring out
Yes, you
every
do.
single fucking piece
Yes, you do.
of shit movie parts.
Yeah, of course you do. I couldn't have seen all that shit without you, especially my favorite character.
The black stunt man. I mean,
Yeah, I think he held the story together. Without him, where would Twilight be? Where would
I mean,
Summit Studios be, or whatever they're Summit Entertainment?
but yeah, there was like some similar scene like that with other movies where they have to like drift a car or something. One with Will Smith that I mentioned
Yep,
that had like a completely different, way older person than Will Smith, like drifting a car.
still my favorite character.
What if maybe that was the stuntman that was in the Twilight movie
Oh
when he
shit,
was younger?
maybe. Holy shit, I didn't think of that. Yeah,
The Black Stuntman. He's everywhere.
he stars in every major movie since Twilight.
Exactly.
Every big
Since
budget Hollywood
Twilight,
movie. He's
they
everywhere.
saw they saw his drifting skills and they were like, "Yes, this is the guy."
We need him.
But like the funny part was like Blacksmith, Will Smith, Will Smith is color, and so
Yep.
was the fucking stuntman. So there was some attempt there, but Edward pale fucking white. He's like the white theme of Discord.
No, they actually try to like portray him as pale as possible. Like they just apply makeup to make him look pale, which in some
Yeah,
scenes they completely forget to put on, so he looks like a regular dude.
yeah. In some scenes, his skin just looks grainy as shit. Like they fucked up a fucking makeup job or some shit. But
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, but yeah, I think it was the fourth movie as well. By the way, where
yeah, when they started to like not add makeup to him,
oh no, not
because
no.
in the first movies you could see his face absolutely caked with like
Yeah,
foundation.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, but no, that's not what I meant. I meant like when they really get into cuckoldry, like where Edward allows Jacob to cuddle with
Oh
Bella.
yeah, oh yeah. Jacob's just like, it would be better if you take off your clothes.
Oh my god, yeah, that too. I feel like he was trying to get on Edward's nerves because he didn't look too
Probably,
pleased with that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like they were in them, they were like in the snowy mountains or some shit, and Jacob is like naturally hot because he's a big old bad werewolf,
Yeah, he's like
and
100 degrees Celsius or something. I don't know.
yeah, and every shot has to be shirtless. He has to show his muscles, otherwise the movie doesn't go on.
Yeah, that's like Jacob in 80% of the scenes at least.
Yeah. I mean, like you rarely see him with like a green T-shirt. That's it. But sometimes he rips that too.
I mean, in the first movie, maybe. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
because he barely appears in the first movie, he doesn't really play a big
And then
role.
they were like, then the directors probably thought like, hey, we should make him like uh some dude who didn't want to be alpha of a wolf.
Oh yeah, that whole thing about him not being alpha.
Yeah, because he didn't want to lead or some shit. And then
Yeah.
in the end, he fucking regrets it because he's not able to make calls.
Yep. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm in the one in control or something. I don't know. I forget." But anyway,
That's only when he fucking puts his mark on fucking Bella's kid.
oh my god, yeah, the fifth movie, but focusing on the fourth movie for now.
Yeah.
We could be out of order here. This could be the third movie. I
Most
really don't
definitely.
remember. But yeah, and then I can't remember what happens exactly. It's been a half minute since we watched these. They get into an argument after that whole cuddle scene, right?
Yeah.
Up in the snow. Bella goes out into the snow wearing nothing but like a thin shirt. Suddenly she's all warm.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
before, like the day before, she was wearing like maybe 5 or 6 different fabrics of clothes.
yeah,
And
and
fucking they needed Jacob's hot rock body to fucking uh warm her up. And then the next day she's like, "Ooh, fresh breeze."
exactly. Not even that clothing was enough. She was under a sleeping bag too, and even that wasn't enough. Jacob had to
Yeah, she
step
was
in.
even covered by a tent.
Yeah, and anyway, that's not the point. They get into like an argument. She gets into an argument with Jacob or whatever, and then they kiss as well.
Oh
And
yeah.
Edward
Right
can hear
right in
their
front of him
thoughts.
too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And Edward can hear Jacob's thoughts. He's like, yeah, he thinks really loud or something. His thoughts are too loud.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem that bothered by it.
Like I think Jacob was like, I can't do this anymore. And then he runs off or some shit, and then Bella's like, "No, Jacob, come here. I want you to kiss me. I
Get
want you to
down!
kiss me, kiss me."
Yeah,
Because like
exactly.
Jacob in one part, for like fucking started to just like go rape mode and just like grab her fucking chin and just like pull her in to try and kiss her, and then
Uh-huh.
she's like, you're gonna no kissies, no." No
Wait,
kissies.
wait. I think that was in the second movie. Oh my god, we're all
Yeah,
over the place. We're like jumping between all the movies.
we just can't remember it though, because that's
Yeah,
of
it's been
course we
a.
have like short-term memory. We both have like some slight of dementia, but
Yeah, we both have like early onset dementia, but anyway. Yeah, I know we're just jumping between all the movies, but I think that was in the second one where Edward was still absent, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so that was in the motorcycle scene where she just hit her head because she wanted that adrenaline rush. And Edward
hit her head.
appeared.
No,
Yeah.
that was when she jumped off a fucking cliff
No, 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 no. You're thinking
into the
wrong now.
water.
But when Jacob was teaching her to ride a motorcycle too, she went really fast because she wanted that adrenaline rush.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so she wanted to see Edward or something.
movie that she was like extremely dumb, like absolutely
Yeah,
dumbfounded, like IQ 69.
Bella is just so dull as a character too. Not just the fact that she's stupid. I don't see how either of them would like fall in love with someone like Bella. Yeah, I just don't see it.
It's incredible. Like if she can get 2 boyfriends, what the fuck will I do?
Uh, I don't know. Maybe be like her. Just have no
Like I
personality.
feel like her dad looking at this, like he'd be like,
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
but like Jesus Christ.
My God, that how long has that meme been dead for?
Probably a lot, but I still use it.
Damn,
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes you just need to say it.
damn.
Is this podcast just going to be random sound effects the entire time?
I mean, not the entire time. I'm gonna use them when they're necessary.
Okay, sure. Anyway, we're getting off topic. We started with the first movie, went to the third, second,
Then we skipped to fifth.
went back to the second one. Okay, let's
We're just captivating on what we remember.
exactly.
The scenes that we enjoyed most. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
order.
yeah, exactly. So We might get most of this incorrect, and
Most likely.
yeah, we're probably misremembering some bits. So feel free to correct us. But
Or
anyway,
not. You can just sit and listen to our absolute retarded minds, but
yep. Anyway, let's focus on the fifth one because I feel like there's a lot to say when it comes to the fifth one, and I feel like it's
yeah.
the one that's more fresh in our minds since it's the latest one we watched.
Okay, well, no, I think it isn't the fourth part where like Bella gets introduced to the Volturi after like fucking Edward comes back and is like, "I want to marry you before we fuck," and then takes
Yeah.
her to Italy or some shit, and then oh yeah, wait,
No,
the
no,
fucking
no.
the Edward trying to suicide.
Yeah. That was the thing. And then Bella traveled all the way over there with what was
Alice.
Alice? Yeah, Alice. She traveled all the way to Italy with Alice, and just before Edward could expose himself and his fucking glittery body to the world, Bella
Yeah.
comes in and saves him. God,
He
yeah,
was trying he was trying to expose himself because the Volturi didn't want to kill him because he had such a useful ability
something like that. Yeah,
to to read minds and shit. Because he went there, he's like, "And me," and then they're like, "But no," and then he just like goes out into the fucking public and tries to show his sexy glittery body.
yeah. It just goes. I mean, this just goes to show how well we remember this. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, I want to focus on the fifth one. If you're ready to discuss that,
sure.
so the fifth one starts off after their marriage, right? They got married in the fourth one, right?
Uh, yeah, I feel like that's what happened because they were like testing out Bella
Yeah,
because Bella is like immune to their fucking abilities. Like, I don't know what his name was, the fucking maid dude that like touched your hand and then he saw into your mind.
yeah, but he was like the head of the Volturi. I don't
Yeah.
remember his name, but yeah,
The head of the Volturi just like goes up to her and he's like grabbing her hand and shit. He's like smiling like
yeah.
a fucking maniac.
He was a real fucking creep.
And then the bitch with like the deadly look that just looked at you and she's like pain and then you're like "Ugh!" just
Oh yeah, they
crunched up into like a paper.
yeah that one yeah. I don't
they
remember.
all seemed they all seem to not have effect on Bella at all, so in the end they're like sure let him marry her and then boom.
Yeah, but I don't remember any of their names to be honest.
Yeah, no.
It's really difficult. But anyway, where were we? Fifth one, yeah. So after they get married, they're at their honeymoon. They stop in Rio de Janeiro for they just stop there to I don't know what
Oh
they
yeah,
do.
also not to mention that they had like a whole ass island to themselves
Yeah,
gifted
so
by fucking Carlisle.
yeah, so they stop at in Rio, and then they take a boat to their island where they spend
Yeah.
their honeymoon. And then uh, they fuck.
After a long while of fucking, they destroy the entire house, and then when they bring cleaners to fucking
The
clean the house,
cleaners.
they look at it, they're like, "What the
It's
fuck?"
like a fucking hurricane went through that room.
Fucking whole ass tornado drove by on that house.
Yeah, it's like it's surprising Bella came out of that with just a few bruises.
Yeah,
It's
and then
just,
in the end, they're like, they notice Bella start to get fucking sick and shit.
yeah.
And she's like, I think I'm having a baby.
Yeah, after like how many? how many days were they on that island?
like a month.
A month or like a few weeks, something like that. And
Yeah.
nothing really
Well,
happens. But
because like the few weeks that they were there, they like continuously had sex.
no, they
Just
didn't. No, they didn't. You're misremembering because they fucked like once. The rest of their fucking honeymoon, they just spent playing chess. They fucked like once, literally just
oh
once.
yeah, they like played cards, like fucking went to the beach together, booped their noses or some shit.
And of course, Bella always lost the chess because she's fucking dumb.
In the end, she won, which is absolutely. I don't believe it one
No,
bit.
she
I feel like
didn't.
Edward.
No, she didn't. If you remember, that was a dream. She wakes up after that. Yep.
He- oh my god. Yeah,
But
she
yeah, anyway.
doesn't beat him ever.
Nope. But anyway, going back to what you were saying, she gets sick, right? And then
Starts getting
the
pregnant, and
yeah yeah yeah
then
yeah
Carlisle's fucking pops out of nowhere. He's like, "Well, that's impossible. Vampires can't have babies." And
yeah. But
fucking
it was the cleaner, like one of the cleaners though, that told Edward.
uh
Yeah
oh yeah,
yeah yeah. It was
because
when
they started speaking in Spanish. Edward was like, "Please help me."
and then she was like,
'Cause
"You're a monster, but I'm gonna help you anyway."
yeah, tú eres un monstruo.
But yeah, she tells him about the immortal children, right?
Yeah,
And apparently they're like a crime in the vampire law,
yeah.
like in the vampire. I don't know, but yeah, the Volturi.
The
That's
rule book.
yeah, that's a every vampire has a copy.
They have it engraved in their brains.
Yeah, and that's what leads to their confrontation with the Volturi later. But
Yeah.
staying on track, Bella gets sick, right? And they discover she's pregnant.
After maybe a month or two, her belly started to look like a whole yoga ball.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And after they go back home, yeah. And next time we see Bella, she's like completely malnourished, like a fucking skin and bones, because
Yeah,
her body can't keep with a baby's nutritional needs or something.
yeah. The baby was like eating her out,
Like
not
sucking
in the,
the
not in the way that people know eating out as, but
no no
uh,
no that eating out, Jesus Christ, not in that
no,
way.
we're not
God damn it.
talking about that eating out. Um, he was just taking some delivery pizza. That's it.
Yeah,
But
it's putting it lightly.
um, they they started having like blood packs
Oh
of
yeah,
like inside drink cups
yeah,
for
yeah,
her to
yeah.
suck.
So the baby was like sucking the life force out of her, and then they were like, okay, let's just try to give her blood, and it
It ended
works.
up working.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they're like, yeah, she might have a
Just keep giving
chance.
her blood, and then Edward just like opens up a fucking can, and inside it's filled with like hundreds of fucking blood bags.
And yeah, they just use it all on her. And in the end, the werewolves too find out about the immortal child or something, and then they surround the area.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh wait, no, that comes after
after
the.
because like
Okay.
um because like the fucking wolves decide to go kill Bella,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. After the
and
child was born.
then yeah, because and then since Jake Jakub wasn't able to give orders to the other wolves, he was an alpha. Uh, he decided to go to Bella first,
Yep.
and then once Bella like shat out this fat baby,
I mean, it
Oh,
was.
they were like
Mhm.
he was like dead for a good day or two, but like, Edward like started biting the shit out of her everywhere, injecting
We're
his
losing track again. Okay,
extreme venom.
let's stay on track. We're losing track again. Okay, so time to talk about my favorite scene in the movie, probably. The the scene where Bella's back breaks.
You're
You
cutting a
remember
bit
that?
out.
What? Oh, that's fine. It probably won't pick up. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, the scene where Bella's spine breaks because of the baby. So
Oh.
it basically turns out that the baby is like breaking her bones, like fucking breaking her ribs, like literally destroying her from the inside out.
Yeah.
And and then they have this scene as someone I can't remember who hands Bella her blood cup so she can take a sip, but she drops it. Everything goes to slow motion, and then Bella, I don't even know what happens. She loses her balance, and her just spine just fucking goes.
Oh no, her back just suddenly snapped and she like dropped the cup.
Yeah,
And then
so
she started unfolding onto the fucking floor.
yeah, and then yeah, she drops to the floor, and they give her morphine. Edward, once the baby is born, and she dies. Uh, fucking Edward just starts biting the shit out of her, like all over her body. Like,
Just bites her arm, her neck, her fucking legs, her thighs, just
yeah,
all over the place, wherever he can fucking land his teeth on.
oh yeah. Backtracking again for the billionth time. You remember how fucking Edward could like speak to the baby or like read its thoughts while it was still in
Yeah.
Bella? It was like, oh, that she says that you'll be a great mom, and you can't wait to he can't wait to see you. Like suddenly the baby could speak fluent English before being born.
It was sentient.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, hopefully that's the last time we backtrack.
Probably
So,
not.
uh, yeah, but we're at the end, so maybe we can do it. But anyway, Jacob gets mad, right? That the baby killed Bella.
Mm.
So, who was holding the baby? Was it Alice or the other sister?
Alice, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Alice. Correct us if we're wrong again. Uh, so Alice was holding the baby, and Jacob walks up to her like he's gonna just hurt her, like gonna fucking stomp on the baby. But then he looks at the baby, and he gets this vision of a future they have together, right? And then it turns out he imprinted on Bella's baby. That was so fucking weird.
And then when the wolves came in to attack Bella for the fucking baby, Jacob steps out. He's like, "Rrrr, I'm big," and they're like all scared and shit because they smell his manly imprint on a fucking baby.
Oh my god. I don't know what the writers were thinking. That's just fucking weird. She was literally a newborn baby.
It was infant, just an infant. Like, it wasn't even a day old.
Fresh,
Like
like
that
literally,
shit. She just came out,
yeah, literally fresh out of the womb.
fresh out the oven.
Didn't even wait a day. I mean, not like that would make it any better, but Jesus, Jacob. He, I mean,
Jacob, to protect the baby, he went full IQ mode and imprinted on her. Just fucking went. But
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Uh, what else?
I don't know, man.
So
Like after the fucking baby part, I mean,
I don't know what the writers were even thinking with that, but anyway, yeah, they see this future together.
producer, producer, look, I have a great idea. The baby comes out, and Jacob becomes uh its boyfriend.
Sure, roll with it. Why not?
Great idea. You're hired.
But yeah, and fucking Alice gets a vision of like the Volturi coming, right? Because immortal child bad, right?
Yeah.
And for some reason she leaves. Oh yeah, because she. Okay, that's relevant later. So she leaves. She had to leave.
Along with her boyfriend.
Yeah, Jasper, right? Who is
Yeah.
like perpetually stuck in like a Vietnamese flashback. But anyway,
At
she
some
gets.
point in the earlier movies, I think Jasper just like tried to attack
Yeah,
Bella
yeah,
when
yeah, yeah, yeah.
she got in their home the first time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And to protect her, fucking Edward throws her across the room where she cuts her arm open even more. True love, am I right?
Yeah. It's a
We
it's a it's a wife beating future.
Alice could probably see that one coming. Remember when we said we weren't gonna backtrack? Yeah, good times.
Oh.
Anyway,
And Edward floods the class.
oh my god, yeah, we're just constantly making that joke.
Fucking cum jokes. Edward starts jizzing all over the
That
fucking place.
that won't make sense to anyone anyone else.
Oh.
That won't
It's
make
like
sense
a
to anyone else. Yeah,
it's just a fucking inside joke we made.
pretty much. Yeah. But moving on, the Volturi are a threat, so they contact all their fucking friends, all their vampire clans or whatever, to like represent them in a fucking court of law or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, they gather them all in their house, and the Volturi show up, right? Oh yeah, by the way, before we move there, I want to mention the fucking CGI baby.
Oh yeah.
It just looks
The
so
baby
weird.
the baby just like reached up at I think Edward's face.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. That's like her power or something.
She like speaks to people by touching their face.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know, when they had to convince the vampires, they're like, "No, this is a crime. You can't do this." They were
That's
against it.
not in the rule of. They're like bailiff, whack his PP.
Yeah, so they go to visit like their relatives or something, and by that
Mm,
point, oh yeah, Renesmee, that's the name they decided, which is fucking dumb.
yeah. And
Uh,
then fucking Jacob named her after the Loch Ness monster, fucking
Ness,
Nessie.
Nessie, something, yeah, something
Yeah,
like that.
Nessie.
Uh, oh my god, so many things to mention. My mind is all over the place. Oh my god, it's so good. It it's so good. I don't think I'll ever experience anything like it.
Back at it.
All right.
Um,
After another rude interruption, okay. Uh, yeah,
my
go on.
mother. Um, the fucking main dude of the Volturi just like goes up to the baby. Uh, the baby fucking. Well, not the baby. She's like a fucking teen at this point. Cause
Well, kind of, yeah.
my, cause like Irina, uh, watched like saw the fucking baby, then Volturi got fucking alerted or some shit, and
Oh yeah,
they fucking went up.
that's the whole reason for the confrontation as well. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But
Also, the joke about Irina being my fucking stepmom. So automatically, the fucking person inside the movie was my stepmom. Uh,
don't dox her like
so
that.
she ratted out uh the baby to the Volturi, and then they fucking started this whole fight. Then Renesmee goes up to the fucking main dude, touches his cheek, and then he's like, and just
I mean,
fucking
that's not even far off. That's not even far off.
because like he gets this maniacal laugh after he realizes that it's
It's
true that she's not a crime, and he just goes,
no. He just makes this creepy laugh. Oh my god, dude! We cannot do it justice. You'd have to see it for yourself.
yeah,
Um,
most definitely.
but
But
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, go on.
he fucking figures this shit out, and then Alice comes back. He's like, "Stop! You have violated the law. Pay your 7 cents." He goes up. He goes up to the main dude. And he's like, "You don't need to fight." And then, like, they all have this fucking all-out battle
Yeah, many
with
people
like the
die,
wolves and shit.
including what was his name? God damn it, the doctor dude.
Fucking
Uh,
the Lord Farquaad guy.
no, no, no. You know the was the doctor, like the doctor of the family? What was his name? The vampire.
Carlisle?
Carlisle, right?
Carlisle, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he dies in the fight.
Yeah.
Of course, as you mentioned, the one of
Lord
the
Farquaad. He just like doesn't do anything in the fight. He just looks and he's like, finally. And it just
no,
fucking
yeah,
gets sliced in half and shit.
yeah. He's probably my favorite character. Yeah, he sees who was it? Alice coming at him. I think it was
Yeah.
Alice coming at him,
Alice
and
and
he's like,
Jasper.
and he just smiles, and he's like, finally.
He just like opens his arms, embracing death. And then
He's been waiting for that.
fucking the part where Jasper like punches some dude in the balls and launches him in the air.
I got that scene, but that was oh my god, we completely missed that point too. That was in a completely different fight in one of like the other movies. My god, we have skipped so
No, I
much.
think that was the last.
No, 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 no.
The,
You remember the dude that went missing? He turns into a vampire, works together with Victoria.
no, if you look at the clip, it's in the last fight
No, you're
because it's with
misremembering.
the wolves.
No, no, no. You're
The wolves
misremembering.
were there too.
Okay, okay. Listen to me. Okay, listen to me. You remember how there's that dude that went missing?
Yeah,
Yeah, so he turns into a vampire, creates an army of newborns or whatever, and then they go try to go after Bella with Victoria, and that's when the ball punching scene commences. It's not in the last one, trust me.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's not in the last one. I remember that one.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Then afterwards, the entire fucking ground starts breaking because they summoned Muhammad Ali, that
Oh
was
no no no.
named Benjamin.
Yeah, that was the dude. Where was he from? Like India or like
He was like
Arabia?
Egyptian,
Oh yeah, Egyptian. He was Egyptian, and they give him like an American name, like fucking
the
Benjamin.
most fucking English name ever, just Benjamin.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that, but yeah,
But he was some sort of fucking elemental vampire. He controlled water, earth. He was like the Avatar at this point. And then he
yeah,
just like
yeah,
smacks, he just like slaps the fucking ground and it just like shatters open. Everyone starts falling in.
yeah.
And then they cut back to the beginning because it was all a vision. Nothing happened.
That fucking twist. I was about to mention that fucking twist. So they finally kill the main dude of the Volturi, like the leader, and it zooms into his eyeball as they attacked him with the fire, right, to burn him. They
Yeah.
zoom into his eye and then zoom out, and it was all a vision. Like, why? That was so fucking dumb. Oh my god.
It was. Uh, Like it was so much for so little.
Exactly. Like they had that elaborate big ass battle, and then it's all
It was
visual.
like a whole 20-minute battle throughout the
Yeah,
entire fucking
exactly.
movie. And then it just cuts back to being a vision.
Oh my god, I really don't know what they were thinking with that. Oh my god.
They did get us though, like they really did get us with that part.
Yeah, but it's so dumb. That's why it got us. The sheer retardation got us.
Oh my god. The sheer fucking genius.
Genius.
The
Are you sure
absolute
that's Are you sure that's the word you want to use? Genius? Because this movie is anything but. Regardless, it was an incredible experience, I think, for both of us.
I know how to use a gun.
Oh, that. Fucking, fucking
The
Bella's
fucking
dad uses
marriage
them.
where they're like fucking doing a speech with for Bella and Edward, and then fucking Bella's dad comes up. He's like, "Oh well, I know how to use a gun."
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this, and yeah, again, we're jumping all over the place, but when they first thought Bella died,
Yeah,
how when Jacob visits Dad, and he just fucking starts stripping in front of him.
he's like, Bella's dad is like, "Why are you put your clothes on?"
Jacob is like, "This world is not what it seems," and then Dad is like, "Jacob, what the fuck are you doing? Put your clothes back on."
He's like, this looks weird, but trust me. And then he just turns into a wolf, and Bella's dad is like, whoa.
Yeah.
He has a heart attack and just lays on the ground.
Oh my god. Yeah. We've probably missed so much more from this movie. Like there are probably a lot
Probably.
of other scenes that we haven't mentioned. And again, we've jumped all over the place, but it was such an incredible experience. Like my mind is just
I
racing.
feel this is definitely better when you have more people to
Oh,
watch.
it's not something I would watch alone.
Oh, definitely not.
That's why I called you to watch it along with me. Like this is not a fun movie to watch on your own. But to
Yeah.
watch it with a friend or two, yeah.
And I'm glad you fucking called me over because Jesus Christ, that was probably the only time I've laughed the hardest ever about.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, I think I've laughed the hardest on like the ball punching scene where you can just
Ball
hear me
punches.
fucking absolutely wheeze.
Yeah, I'm so glad I was recording that during those, but it sucks that I didn't record the first two. Should have
Oh
thought
yeah,
of that.
it would been great if we caught like the black stud man driving off.
Oh yeah. Anyway, yeah. All in all, it was an incredible series. Uh, I
Serious.
recommend series. I mean, it is considered a series technically, right? Because it has multiple movies or a saga.
Well,
What do
yeah.
you call it?
No, but like I heard you say serious.
Yeah, that's just my dumb pronunciation. But yeah. Anyway, should we wrap?
Sure. What do you want, Eminem?
That's not what. That's not what I mean. Should we wrap up?
What, a burrito?
Okay, fuck you. Well,
Okay.
this has been episode 1 of this podcast. Again, we don't know
Oh,
what we're
Jesus
doing,
Christ.
but that doesn't mean we won't try.
That was it for today's podcast. We will see you again next time with Felly and Mo Brandy. Bartholomew Dingle Nut. Bye bye.
See ya.